welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a new makeup releases, and this is the big one because this is my last one before Black Friday. So I'm hoping after this video there's going to be less makeup releases because this week's been tough. I am just trying to plot and plan what I want to pick up for the sales that are happening. So I would love it just if you left me your thoughts down below on what you're thinking of picking up, anything that I talk about today that you'd like to see a video on. That always helps me with my consideration on what I'm actually going to purchase. But I'm gonna go over all the new releases, talk about my thoughts so far. A lot of this is just up in the air and I'm struggling this week. So if you like new makeup videos, then please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, but let's just get started talking about the new makeup releases. All right, let's just jump right in because these videos tend to be really long. I'm gonna go over maybe the less exciting stuff first. First thing is gonna be the Glamlite Nightmare on Elm Street. Last time I did my video, I do my video every 2 weeks just so I have a little bit more to talk about. I hadn't seen the palette yet, only the accessories, the blush trio, the brushes, etc. So now, just to sum that up, tie a little bow on it, the palettes did launch, and there are 2 palettes for Freddy Krueger, and there's more of like a red one and then like a grungy green brown. I haven't picked up any of the Glamlite horror series that they've done. And this one's not gonna be an exception. I do like the grungy green one the most, if anything, but I think that, you know, Chucky was the first one that they launched, and that one's still the one that I like the most. So I think that if Glamlite does a decent sale on their palettes, I will pick that one up for Black Friday. I watched my friend Bridget do a video on it, and it kind of just like pushed me over the ledge on wanting that palette. This green one is, you know, second place, but I think out of all of them, I like the Chucky one the most. So that kind of just finally wraps up Glamlite because that was a journey for a while, and I'm sure that they're dealing with lots and lots of orders. Something else that I'm just not excited about is the new Nars collection that is sneak peek for Chinese Lunar New Year. It looks like the same stuff, just red packaging, and I'm sure that this sells well in Asian countries. This was a big deal. I lived in the Philippines for 2 years, and I would see the Chinese New Year's collections everywhere, all over. But for me, like, this is nothing special. It's just their powder in red packaging, an eye quad, which is pretty, but for Nars, I'm sure this is like $50. I don't need to be spending $50 on a little eye quad. So this is an easy pass for me, but I would love to know if you're someone who loves the New Year, the Chinese New Year collections, and if you pick those up. And what else is just not exciting before I get into all the stuff that I just want? There are 2 Marilyn Monroe collections, which I didn't realize until I saw everything all together. So Moda Brushes is coming out with a Marilyn Monroe set. I like Marilyn Monroe, but like, I'm not one of those people who really like super adore her, so this doesn't appeal to me. I've never tried Moda Brushes, so it's just not on my list. I also am just not like a super big brush person. I have like my staple brushes. I have more than enough brushes, and I think that I'm set. If anything, I would want to pick up more rougher brushes or BK Beauty brushes. So this is an easy pass for me, and the Marilyn Monroe theming doesn't really tip me over the edge. But Wet n Wild also is coming out with a Marilyn Monroe collection, and this is really pretty. Again, I'm not super drawn to Marilyn Monroe. There's a lot here. There's blushes, there's an eyeshadow palette, there's eyeliners, lip liners, lip products, accessories. Like, this is a big collection. I do like the packaging on this more than the Moda Brushes, but it's not enough to maybe pull me in. Nothing I like really need. I like that they have like a staple red lip. That's really nice. It does seem like the theming kind of goes. I mean, they have like a neutral brown eyeshadow palette, which I'm not hating. Like, Wet n Wild's pretty affordable. So for $5, like maybe I'd pick that up, even though it's neutrals and I don't need them. But there's a lot that I'm just gonna have to really think hard on what I want to use my holiday budget on. So I think that that's gonna be a pass for me. Now, this is kind of like the last, just like meh, easy pass for me. This is the Carli Bybel collection that I believe is launching today, Saturday, that I'm filming, but this will go up on Sunday. So she's launching like her whole line. There's an eyeshadow palette, 6 velvet lipsticks, 7 matte lip liners, an eyeliner, 6 lip glosses, 6 highlighters. You know, I have a confession. I've never watched a Carli Bybel video. She was just not someone that ever came up on my For You page, or if she did, I didn't notice. And I just never got into her videos. I've never watched one, so I really know nothing about her. Past that, it's okay. Like, I'm just not feeling it because I really don't know anything about this person. Like, she's beautiful and some of this stuff looks nice. The eyeshadow palette's kind of just like your basic neutrals again. So I've just been leaning more into indie stuff. You'll see that coming up. This is not something that I need. I do think that the brand is clever, like Beaute Bar. Okay, cute, clever. I like that, but nothing on this I'm excited about. Did you, like, are you someone who watched Carli Bybel back when there was like all the OGs? I'd love to know because I really just never watched her. Like, I definitely watched like Tati, Laura Lee, like all those people, but I guess she slipped under the radar for me. And now that brings us to things that I like. Not all of these are like tip-top favorites, but at least I'm intrigued. Let's first start with the Cosmic Brushes collection. So they're coming out with the Winter Wonderland palette. This launches November 17th. November 17th seems to be a very popular launch date, about a week before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, etc. So brands are just doing their sales sooner and sooner and sooner, and they're trying to like fight for people's money, I think, their budget. So they do it sooner to try and get people to buy from them quicker, which is working for me. This is why like now I'm in this position of like, okay, well now I have to decide on what I want because I've already gotten some things that were on sale before. Anyways, the Winter Wonderland palette is 28 pounds. You can use affiliate codes. It's very affordable. It's pretty. I'm just like on the fence because blue's not typically my favorite. However, the cool tones and the special shades in here, like the special shades look stunning. I've seen some videos and some swatches on this already, so I'm leaning towards yes because it is more affordable. But you'll have to let me know, like, would you be interested in seeing a video on this palette? I did do a video on the Gothic palette. I'll link that above and in the description box, as well as all the makeup that I'm wearing today as per usual. So I really like the brand's formula. I know they have a great formula. They're more on the affordable side. So I'm leaning towards yes on this one. The next indie palette I have, this one, okay, this one's a no for me, I'm pretty sure. This is from Adept Cosmetics. This is the Element 15 palette, and this is launching on Black Friday, which I appreciate, for $65. I have one Adept palette and I like it. I think it's okay. I actually don't think it's like the most amazing indie formula. There's definitely indie brands I prefer over them as far as just the one palette that I've tried. But this is like alien themed. It's cute. I think it's on brand for them. However, it's just the color story is not doing it for me. Something about it I'm just not loving. I do like how they do like these little special shades with like the multi colors. I think that's unique, but other than that, I don't know what it is about this palette. It's not for me, so luckily that's a skip. Let's now talk about this palette because this already launched from Simply Posh Cosmetics. They've been on my indie brand list of brands I want to try that I haven't tried yet. And I wasn't really a fan of the Citrus Punch palette. That was not my color story, or the Berry Ice. The other palettes didn't really draw my attention. However, these palettes, there's a eyeshadow palette as well as a blush palette. This is super cute. I like this a lot. I like the simplicity of the eyeshadow palette. I like that you can kind of just go row by row. It makes it really easy for people like me. I've heard good things about their formula, so I'm really considering testing this one, and this being like my first introduction to the brand. The face palette, like I don't really like just blush and highlight face palettes. It's not something I'd get use out of, but the eyeshadow palette I'm highly considering. So this launched on November 6th. It's $45 for the eyeshadow palette and $40 for the face palette. There are also affiliate codes floating around out there that you can use as well. So I'm really considering this one. I like the range of shadows. I love the packaging. I think that's so cute. So yeah, I love that the pans are removable as well. This one's a top contender. So if you are interested in Simply Posh Cosmetics, I would love to know, because again, like this is one of those purchases between this one and Cosmic Brushes would really teeter me on whether I picked it up or not if I did a video on it. Now these I want, but it's a little bit lower because I don't think that many people will be as interested. These are the new palettes from Viseart. So they launched 2 palettes, the Violette Vespertine as well as the Cashmere Charmeuse. And both of these are pretty. I want both of them. However, it's like their new launch and I don't know if it's worth it. This is available already on the Viseart Paris website as well as Beautylish. Let me know what you think. I love the color story. I'll definitely be picking these up. It's just a matter of like, am I picking these up now or am I kind of waiting a bit for sales to be over, because I'm not going to get any kind of discount on these palettes. So it's not like an urgent purchase I need to make, and it's not going to be limited edition like some of these indie palettes. So I don't know. I do like them. I really like the color story. Viseart has a great formula. So this is on my to buy list, but it might kind of get pushed lower depending on what I decide to get. Now this is something I did pick up. Let's talk about that. This is from Glaminatrix. I've really been raving about them these past couple of months now. I have multiple videos on them. They'll be down below, but they released like a holiday special palette of 6 shimmers for holiday. This is called Fairy Lights and it looks so pretty. It just was so sparkly and I couldn't resist it. I've really been liking their palettes as of recent. I really liked the Rich Romantics. I really like the Nearly Natural, which unfortunately is discontinued now. So I believe they still have stock of this palette. It retails for $40. And if not, I don't know if it's limited edition or if she's going to do a pre-order. So check that out. But I'm excited to get this and I'm excited to do a video on it. It, I believe, shipped, but it hasn't gotten to me yet. Yeah, these swatches just look so pretty. And she does her metallics, shimmers are beautiful. So I am hoping that this is on par. This is not like a one-off and it's bad quality, because for the most part, Glaminatrix has beautiful shimmers. So that's one I already picked up. Now, the next one that I'm like highly on the fence about, probably the biggest one I'm on the fence about, is the Ensley Reigns palette. So this is called the Land of Enchantment, and it is, how many shades is this? This is a lot of shades. Let's see, I need to do some math. 25 shades. They are removable pans, so I like that. And I really like this color story. I love the cover art. There's some lights and some darks. Their Harvest Moon collection, while it was beautiful, the Flower Moon, they all leaned a lot darker than I was wanting. And this one is like the perfect in-between. There are supposed to be, there's 4 multi-chromes, 4 holochromes, 4 duochromes, and 13 mattes. So it is about half and half mattes to shimmer. I want this so bad, but I know Ensley Reigns is so expensive. Like, it would not surprise me if this was between $75 to $85. That's kind of what I'm expecting. You can use discount codes. They do have affiliate codes around, so that helps like a little bit, but I don't know. This would be like my most expensive purchase for the holiday season, and I just don't know if I can justify it, because it's like, do I want to get one palette or would I rather get like 3 other palettes? I don't know, but this one's really, I really like the look of this one a lot. I think this is like a pastel palette done right. I love all the cool tones in here. I like that there's deep tones, but not too many of them. This is really calling my name. This might have to just be maybe one I ask for like a Christmas gift from someone because I'm really liking it. Now, what else do we have here? This one's not that exciting, but I'm still gonna talk about it because by the time I do a next new makeup releases, it'll already launched. However, we haven't seen the inside of the palette yet, and I'm intrigued, but I don't know. I think that I might just have to pass on it and other things are gonna take over. Let me just talk about it. This is the What's Up Beauty palette. So they're coming out with the Dragon Eye eyeshadow palette. It's launching on November 17th at 11 a.m. It's gonna be $45, not too bad. And there's just been a lot of blues this holiday season, like the Cosmic Brushes. We've been seeing a lot of blues. I've been noticing that. And I have a feeling that this is gonna be blue, green heavy. So while I love What's Up Beauty, I really enjoy their two palettes, the Geodes and the Monsoon, Desert Monsoon. They're an Arizona brand, so it really pulls at my heart even more. I have videos on them, I'll link below as well. I don't know what the inside of this palette looks like, so I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'll do a follow-up and let you know, or you'll see a video on it, but I don't know. I think that this might be one that I don't want to pass on, but I'm going to. So that's where my mind's at for now. I know that they don't really have limited editions as much. They keep their palettes around and they do really good sales. So if this palette's full price on launch and it doesn't go on a discount, because they do up to 40%, their website a lot. That's how I got my brushes, how I got those palettes. That'll be one that I just wait for them to do like a 40% off site-wide sale, and then I'll pick it up. Now, we do still have some other just like mainstream non-indie products to talk about. This one I'm gonna just briefly go over. These are the NYX lip liners, Cream Glide lip liners. They're $2. They're $2, so that's a great price. Apparently, this is already launched November 3rd. I like wooden lip pencils, I've noticed. I don't really like more creamy. I want them to be creamy, but I like them to have a little bit of pull. And I think that everyone's kind of in the same spot I am when they're a little bit over the super creamy emollient lip liners. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of wooden pencils launching for lip liners in the future. That's just my hunch, but I do like this. It's not something that I would like go out of my way to pick up. If I was like in town in Toulouse, that's the biggest city I live near. It's about an hour away. I know that they have a brick and mortar store. So if I was like walking around for holiday time, like going over there to see Christmas lights or go to the Christmas market and I saw the store, I might stop in, swatch a few colors, pick up a few of them, but it's not something high up on my list. I definitely don't need it. I have a ton of lip liners and it's not something I would say I go through very often. And wood ones, I mean, take even longer to use up. So I'm definitely more in like an eyeshadow palette mood. Then this one is gonna be a definite no for me. And I was actually surprised because Tom Ford and their packaging usually gets me. And I talked about a couple videos ago, their Cafe Rose collection, and I said I was gonna pick up that blush that's supposed to launch in January, which I have no idea about, but I saw swatches and I actually decided against that. Anyways, we're seeing sneak peeks of their Valentine's collection already. We have 3 months to go. The blush is pretty, the eyeshadow palette's pretty. I like the little heart. Who can resist that? The red packaging, it's very on theme. It looks like this is a repeat eyeshadow quad. It's their honeymoon quad, which I do not have. So, you know, I would be interested in picking it up, but realistically, I'm just not going to. It's not something I need. And I'm pretty sure that next year I'm gonna be doing some kind of low buy. I've been kind of working out the details in my head. Mostly I just kind of want to reel in my consumption. So I wanna maybe like put myself up for a challenge. Anyways, I'll do a video on that if I decide to do it and we'll kind of just like track my progress. But I'm thinking that I'm gonna do a low buy next year or a no buy, something along those lines. And if this launches next year, I would easily pass on it. This has been like highly talked about. The Odens Eye collection that dropped. They launched 2 new palettes for holiday. 2 palettes from last year. Now, Odens Eye was not on my radar last year for holiday. They actually came on my radar from last year's holiday launch. That's how I heard about them. That's how I started like paying attention to their stuff. But by the time I had heard about them, those 2 palettes were sold out. And then I picked up their next launch, which was the collab with Lauren May Beauty, Makeup Just for Fun, and Baddie Bean. And I picked up the Sea Talk as well as the Flora Story palette. Loved it, and I've been loving their palettes ever since. So you best believe I picked this up. I did. And I don't know. We're going to see what I think. I really only wanted 2 of them, the Christmas Eve and the Snow Days, I think it's called. This did already launch, by the way, on the 10th. So the problem is, like, I only wanted 2 of them, but to buy 4 of them, to buy like the whole bundle deal, I justified the discount price and I decided to go that way anyways. So I picked up all 4, but I really was only interested in Snow Dream and Christmas Eve. We're gonna see. I'm kind of like debating now because it looks like some people have gotten in PR, haven't like loved the palettes. So I'm hoping that's not the case and it's the same formula that I know and love from Odens Eye. And I really hope that the ones from last year are the same formula, because that would be really disappointing if they're just not the same formula and they don't live up to the hype as last year. I would be more disappointed if those ones sucked than if the new ones aren't great. So, I mean, I'll do a video. I'll let you know. We'll test out all 4 and just see how it goes. And a few more things to talk about. This is also just mainstream. So the Pat McGrath launch, what is this? I mean, I don't understand. So she came out with some blues. Like I said, blue's kind of popular right now. There's like a blue single eyeshadow in Blitz Sapphire. So I believe it's one of her Blitz Astral shades as a single, okay. And then a blue eye gloss. And I think that's it. So like, I'm just confused. This is available now. And like, it's called Dark Star. So like, I'm wondering if this is like a re-promote of one of her Star Wars shades. If someone knows, let me know, because I don't understand this launch at all. I don't get it. It's a weird timing. She already did her holiday launch. I'm just not understanding. It's $46 for the set, so you can only buy the 2 together. You can't buy them separately. I don't know. We'll see what people think of it, but it's not something I'm going to pick up. And then something exciting from indie is Devinah Cosmetics is launching their first eyeshadow palette. They're also on my list, but unfortunately, I don't like this palette, which is surprising because it's purples, it's pinks, it's my vibe. I like the front with the little unicorn. It's very pretty, but for some reason, the tones of these specific purples aren't drawing me. It could be the photo, like it could just be, because this is like screen grabs from a live, so maybe the quality photo is not great, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm liking how indie companies are including, like, you can take the shadows out. That's really nice because Devinah's also doing this. This is gonna come out November 22nd, just so you know. And I don't have a price, but it's very nice. Congratulations to them for being able to launch their very first palette. That must be very exciting for them. Like I said, though, Devinah's been on my list to try. I've heard really great things on their singles, but I don't think I'm ready to try them just yet. And then just a few more things. Let's talk about this M Cosmetics palette that I've been seeing kind of making rounds. This is the Saturn's Return palette. It's available now. It's $42. I love this, but it's 6 shades for $42. I don't know who M Cosmetics thinks she is, but I can't justify $42 for 6 shades. Like, I can get an indie palette for that. The Simply Posh Cosmetics palette's $45. So like, and it has special shades in it. I love the look of this. Cool tone dream here, but I don't know. M Cosmetics, their aesthetic appeals to me. They always do really beautiful things. I just think they're a little bit overpriced and some of their stuff's not good. I had like 5 of those serum blushes and I ended up decluttering all of them because they were so unpractical. I have not tried their eyeshadow formula. I actually have an eyeshadow palette from them, so maybe I should try that first. I just haven't opened it and used it. It's been sitting in like my unopened stuff, so I should try that before I do this. I I doubt I'll pick this up because for me, I don't see the value in the price, and I don't think they do that many sales. So I'm not thinking we're gonna pick this up. However, I do think it's really pretty. This kind of surprised me. I have 3 more things to talk about, I swear, and then we'll be done. So 3 more indie products, all eyeshadow palettes. This one from Beaute Bar. This is 20 shades, and it is their Black Friday palette. This is coming out November 17th, 12 p.m. EST. 20 pan eyeshadow palette featuring our popular matte formula, duochromes, multichromes, and ultra metallics. This is called the Bejeweled palette. I do not have a price. I would assume it's on par for indie. Now, I did try the Beaute Bar Basic Witch palette. That was my holiday palette, and that was my first time trying the brand. I really liked their formula, and I really, really enjoyed their matte formula specifically. However, this color story is not drawing me like some of the other palettes that I've talked about. I'd rather get the Ensley Reigns, so this is going to be a pass for me. It's kind of mostly like these reds. I like maybe like the first 2 rows, or even like if it was a 9 pan from like the first 3 shades in the first 3 rows, like I would like that. But yeah, it's the reds in here. I'm not really like a big red shadow person, so this is going to be a pass for me, but let me know what you think. I highly recommend their formula if this is a color story you like, but I'm not going to get it just because I like the formula. I want to actually be able to use the shadows. And then we have the launch from Klarity Cosmetics. So this, when is this coming out? She's launching 2 palettes. One's a 15 pan palette, and that is the Komodo. Is that what it's called? I saved the wrong post. There's 2 palettes. I'll pop up the photo, of course, but for some reason I don't have the names of the palettes. I believe one's called the Kimono, and then the second palette is a 10 pan palette. I haven't tried Klarity Cosmetics yet, but I actually have a few palettes from them that I need to do videos on. It's like in my to be filmed drawer. So I like this. I like the color story of the 15 pan. I don't like the 10 pan. I'm considering it, but first I'm going to try out the formula of the ones that I have and go from there and see if it's something that I'll actually get use out of, because if the formula is not good, even though I like the colors, then I won't use it. So first I'm going to try those. I'm going to try and be, you know, a little bit logical here. I have the Mermazing, I have the Croc, and I have the Lost at Sea. And I've just been wanting to do like a 3 looks with each palette. So like a 9 look video like I did with Glaminatrix. It just takes a little bit of time to do those videos, but it is on my list to do. And then maybe I'll try this one next. First, I'm going to try the formula. That's what I have to say about that. And the last thing that I have literally was just talked about when I sat down to film this video, and I decided to include it. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Holiday Palette. Estimated ship early mid-December. $60 for the palette, $130 for the full collection. This looks beautiful. I might pick this up. I'm not gonna get, there's like a trio of highlighters. I don't need that. There's 4 liquid lipsticks. Not interested in that. Oh, they're just regular cream lipsticks. They're not liquid lipsticks. I don't need that though. And then the palette. So I'd only be interested in the palette. The swatches look really pretty. It's very cool toned. However, here is the problem with the Unearthly launch, is that I have both of these palettes that I talked about, I think, in the new makeup release video last week or the week before. And I ended up getting these, so I need to do videos. So this, again, I have some time because I don't know when this goes on pre-order, but it won't ship until December. So I'm gonna first test these out. Same thing like the Klarity, see if I like the formula. I don't think that I'm going to dislike the formula. I'm fully expecting to like it, but as long as I like the formula, I will probably pick this up. I think that I will, because I really like the color story. So that's the thing. I have the Unearthly, the Simply Posh, I have the Cosmic Brushes, I have the Ensley Reigns. That's really the one that's just stabbing me in the heart because of the price, the Viseart. So there's a lot of palettes. I would love to just hear your feedback. There was some other things that people are like teasing right now. I decided not to talk about them until I just have details on them, and then I'll talk about them in 2 weeks, which will be after Black Friday, after all the craziness, and then hopefully this trickles down because my wallet can't handle it. Anyways, that's the end of this video. This is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.